Hey everyone, and I'm so excited to have you back here on the Metamorphosis podcast, the podcast that unleashes your inner butterfly. Our job is undeniably one of the determining factors of our self worth. It shouldn't be, but the world has wired us to feel that way. In this episode, I'm going to talk about how you can love your job without making it your whole identity. The reason I wanted to talk about this is because I have reached a point in my life where I love my job, but I no longer feel emotionally attached to it. I have had jobs that I didn't like, but once I pursued a more creative job, which is something that I've always wanted to do, it felt like I have found the missing puzzle piece of myself. While it is always incredible to find your true passion, I never wanted to be the person that is defined by my job or how much I make. But then I realized the world is exciting and that you can tap into parts of yourself that have nothing to do with your profession. I am sure we have all been asked, so what do you do? Well, this is a fairly common, harmless icebreaker question. It's still a pretty uncomfortable thing to talk about, don't you think? I don't know, it's hard to explain to me, but someone is in a good, high paying job when they can confidently talk about it. But if that person is in a more average, normal job and there seems to be, a slight hesitation to go into detail about what they do, I don't know, this is just something I noticed about people, and often it is the person with the high paying job who initiates these subjects. In an ideal world, we all want to have good titles, be in a respected industry, and where we're being paid fairly. But unfortunately, the world is not wired that way. Society equates job titles with personal identity because it gives them social status. It creates a good first impression, cultural norms, purpose, and a sense of self worth. Like right now, just the idea of working at a cool tech company doing creative work is something I could confidently tell people about. And I know that they would find me so impressive. But we have to understand that as individuals, we are multifaceted. Who you are at work may not be who you are at home or when you're with your friends. This doesn't mean to say that people pretend to be someone else at their job. No, what I mean is our environments bring out a different side of us. Ideally, we all want to be in places where we are at our best. It is important that we find fulfillment outside of work while maintaining a broader sense of self. Doing this can be beneficial for our self worth. You can be more resilient to challenges and setbacks, um, you know, give more importance to work life balance, and focus on maintaining positive relationships. And most importantly, you reduce burnout. It's important to identify your personal interests outside of work. To do this, you need to find your core values because this will determine the kind of hobbies you will have, your relationships. This can also inform your professional life without overshadowing it. Understand what you can and cannot accept in your life. Learn how to set boundaries between work and personal time. Unfortunately, there are some jobs where you need to be on call almost 24/7, which I think is ridiculous and toxic. Thankfully, now that young people are aware of how they want to be treated as an employee, it's the companies now who are encouraging complete disconnection after work hours, which is great. Having been self employed for 4 years, one way I establish boundaries between my clients and I is that I have a clause in my contract that says something like neither of us are obliged to communicate outside of work hours, weekends, or local holidays. So if they message me at 12 midnight local time, then they need to be okay with me responding 8 hours later, and vice versa. This is important for me because freelancing is such a global collaboration. I needed to lay down my values from day one. So I would encourage you to disconnect after work hours. This means being more efficient with your time, doing deep work, and then reward yourself with rest and relaxation. I literally use resting as a motivation to work hard. Cultivating outside interests is crucial for maintaining a well rounded identity. So, engaging in hobbies, volunteering, or social activities that are unrelated to your job, it can provide you with a sense of fulfillment and purpose. beyond your professional life. When you have these pursuits, you allow yourself to explore different facets of yourself, develop new skills, or connect with people who share similar interests. For instance, you might consider taking up a creative hobby like, I don't know, painting or writing or dancing, which can serve as an outlet for self expression. Alternatively, you could join a sports team or a fitness class, which not only promotes physical health but also fosters a sense of community. Volunteering for a cause you're passionate about, it can give you a sense of purpose and obviously allows you to make a positive impact outside of your work life and to other people. And traveling, even if it's just for short weekend trips, it can really broaden your perspective and remind you of the vast world beyond your job. Like the world is beautiful and just life is too short to be stuck in your desk all the time, you know? Maybe this is why digital nomads are now a thing. And learning a new language, playing a musical instrument can challenge you in ways your job might not, keeping your mind sharp and engaged all the time. The key is to find activities that resonate with you personally and bring joy to your life. That is totally independent of your professional identity. A supportive community is also crucial when it comes to maintaining a healthy work life balance and reinforcing your identity beyond your job. Your friends, family, and mentors play a significant role in shaping who you are outside of your professional life. I mean, they can provide perspectives, advices, emotional support, and encouragement to pursue interests and passions that aren't necessarily related to your career. These relationships can serve as a reminder that you are more than just your job title or your professional achievements. Next is, I would recommend practicing groundedness. So I know this sounds all woo woo and it's very much a thing now, but meditation and journaling has really helped me ground myself whenever I feel like I'm in a state of heightened emotion or I'm being unrealistic about certain things. But whenever you find yourself drowning in self doubt because you didn't do well today at your job, just forgive yourself and write down how you feel and how you can improve. Next is meditation. When I was starting this out, I did not know how to breathe properly. Sometimes I can't help but overthink while doing it, which is, I guess, it's kind of defeats the purpose of meditation. But yeah, meditate in a way where it feels like your body is literally attached to the ground. I wish there was a way I could explain this better, but that way you get to focus on your breathing. So, despite me saying that you shouldn't let your, you know, job identify your self worth, the thing is, your job can actually be a powerful tool for personal growth and development. You know, when you have a job that you love, this can open doors to new experiences and opportunities. You need to approach your work with an open mind and a willingness to learn. Use your professional role as a stepping stone to becoming a better version of yourself. So, this doesn't mean that you should let your job consume your entire life. Like working long hours or working on weekends or being on call all the time, but rather use it as a platform to develop new skills, expand your network, and gain valuable insights that can enrich your life in, both outside and inside of work. For example, your job might offer opportunities for travel, exposure to different cultures, or the chance to work with diverse teams. These experiences can broaden your perspective and help you grow as a person. Additionally, many companies offer professional development programs or learning opportunities that can help you acquire new skills or knowledge that you're passionate about, even if they're not directly related to your role. Like right now, I'm actually job hunting, and one of the ways that I've seen like the job, the dynamic between employer and employee is shifting is when I read a job description, like obviously there's your qualifications and the requirements, and then there's also the benefits. You have your health benefits, but now I'm amazed to see that they're now concerned about, your the employee's well-being by providing gym memberships, free education, or language learning, whatever it is that, can really help them grow as a person. However, I'm very much aware that this is not possible for everyone. And I'm not saying here that you should spend all your salary on a huge trip, leaving little to yourself. It's all about being resourceful and finding a way to cultivate a better life for yourself and possibly unlocking newer and better opportunities. So that is it for this episode, really. To wrap up, we've explored how to love your job without letting it consume your identity. We talked about setting boundaries, cultivating outside interests, building a supportive community, and practicing mindfulness. Just remember that your job is just one aspect of who you are. By maintaining a broader sense of self and finding fulfillment both in and outside of work, you can achieve a healthier work life balance or a more well rounded identity. So, I want to ask, what is something you find interesting about yourself that has nothing to do with your job or something that isn't paying you? I'd love to hear that. Next episode is something that is close to me: how to enjoy solitude in your own terms. There's something I keep forgetting when I'm recording this podcast. Thankfully, this is only the third episode. But if you like this episode, please leave and share a review. Please leave a review on whatever podcast platform you listen to. It would mean so much. And yeah, see you in the next episode. Bye.